Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. So, beta welcome to the next session for 2024-25 MA Economics preparation. Today, I am going to go ahead and first of all, I will give you entire introduction as to what the course is about, how we will be going through the course, what we will be doing in this 1.5 year. And then after that, I will be going ahead and I will be taking whatever doubts you have. Anything that you have. Many students have doubts related to basic mein kya karna hai, what should be done in intermediate videos. I will go ahead and answer all of those queries before we start our actual session. Right. So every day, as of now, we will be meeting from Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. This would extend. Just now, we will go into the syllabus as we would deep dive. It will be on Saturdays also. It will be on Sundays also. We will take some more classes. We will do many marathons. But to begin with, we always start at a slow pace so that everyone, copes up well. So to begin with, I will start Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is when I meet you for microeconomics lecture. And every Tuesday and Thursday is when you will have your maths lecture. So we will be taking these two subjects simultaneously to begin with. And then we will add on to it macroeconomics. And once macro is done, I will add stats to it. Wo wala pattern I will go ahead and inform you. How I will be doing it, I will inform you that also. So now the question is, what all would we be doing in these sessions? So once we do these lectures daily, For students who are part of live batch, I expect you to be there in these Zoom classes on daily basis. For students who have enrolled for recorded batch, within 24 hours, whatever live class is taken, you will find those classes on your portal. But let's say that you are part of live class and due to some reason you have missed the class. Then also on your portal, you will be finding the recorded lecture and you can go through those recorded lecture. The aim is that whatever 5-6 classes take place in 1 week, you need to ensure that you do those classes within the same week and you don't take it to the next week, right? So many of us have this tendency ki it's too early to start. It's just June, it's just July. But remember, we need to cover at least 5 subjects or in other exam more than 5 subjects. And we just have 6 months. बहुत ज़्यादा time नहीं है. We don't have a lot of time. The first exam will be in the month of Feb, right? And it is June. And you will have all these breaks in between, Diwali break, Dashera break, etc., etc., etc. So we don't really have a lot of time. So we need to have the discipline from day one. ऐसा नहीं करना कि we will start at the end. We need to start now. Whatever I teach you in that class needs to be done on the same day or maximum by the next day. Now, after each class that we do, we will go ahead and we will do something which is known as DPP. DPP stands for Daily Practice Paper. This is assignment cum paper, which would be based on the topic that is covered in that class. So for example, if I do say Marshallian demand curve today with you, I tell you ki yera utility function x to the power alpha, y to the power beta. And you know, this is how we find x star. This is how we find y star. I tell you this entire thing. So what you need to go ahead and do is on similar basis, I will give you some question to practice. Say I will tell you that in homework, I will put some values of alpha and beta. Something like this, say x to the power 2, y to the power 3. And I will give you that question for homework that find x star, y star. So these kind of questions, which are similar questions based on the topic covered in class, will be given to you as practice paper. They have to be also done before the next class. So if I give you a paper on Monday and I have the next class on Wednesday, it is expected that by Wednesday, you go ahead and you do that paper and come back to me with whatever doubts you have. Wednesday tak all doubts should be posted on the Telegram group and most probably they would also be solved by Wednesday only on the Telegram group. Sometimes I go ahead and I do give some kind of surprise test. So I will give you some MCQs in exam. We will run a poll and we will try to see how much you have understood. So those kind of random surprise tests will also be there based on any topic. Now, here comes the most important part. That is past year question coverage. See, whenever you go ahead and you do any topic, you need to look into the past year papers and do all possible past year questions from that topic. So for example, if I go ahead and I teach you again, I will take the example of consumer theory because that's the first thing we begin with. So for example, I go ahead and I teach you a function min of 4x plus y, comma x plus 4y. This is taught in class. Now, on similar basis, you will go ahead, you will look into the portal. Just below the class, I will post some past year question that I will say DSC 2012 and I will post a question which will be similar to this. This will be a recorded question with video solution available. Then say I will post DSC 2021 and very similar question will be posted on the portal. So whatever previous year questions are posted below the class, it means that those questions are based on the topic that is covered in that class. And you must go ahead and do all those questions also after you practice the class. Class can only go ahead and give you one type of each question. But we need to go back to the past year, see, okay, where all this topic has been asked. and practice all those past year questions, right? So we need to ensure that we have past year questions covered. Very, very important aspect. In particular, we need to do past year paper of IIT JAM, past year paper of GATE, past year papers of DSC, past year papers of ISI. These are the 4 important papers that we would be covering. And at last, past year papers of CUET, not very, very high level, but we need to go ahead and cover those also. So we would be picking up a topic. After the topic is covered, I will be giving you past year questions of these papers, and we will be solving those past year questions. This is something which is my homework. I will be giving you these questions. I will be giving you tests. I will be giving you past year questions. But what do I expect from you now? What should you be going ahead and doing? So the first thing is consistency. Many times when we start the classes, I remember last time also, during the mid of July or initial August, the attendance used to be about 120 plus students in live class. And by the time we reach October mid or November, the attendance goes down to 20 plus. Everybody just wants to look into the recorded lectures. Nobody wants to attend live. Why? Because they start lagging behind. So when, probably I am on general equilibrium, or when I am already on macroeconomics, that is when you pick up on micro. That is when you start from consumer theory. That is when you start asking me, ma'am, can I do basic lecture 1 first? So this is not what should be done. You need to ensure that you maintain consistency of attending the lecture, consistency from day 1. We don't need to go to the next day. It needs to be done on the same day. If you're part of live batch, exactly at that time. If you're part of recorded batch, maybe within 24 hours. Same, you need to do those assignments on the very next day or maximum by the next class. See, I know your semester exams are also important, but you need to be very clear that there is no merit basis now. You are not going to get admission in any university based on the marks that you get in college. So whether you get 99% or whether you get 85% or 80, you are the same, right? So you are competing on the basis of the entrance exam. And therefore, you need to focus your third year more on your entrance exam and not, you need to clear the semester exam definitely, but you need to focus also on your entrance exam. That is what the strategy should be. I remember one of my students told me that the day he gave ISI exam, there were only 2 days left for his development eco paper. And he studied only for those 2 days and he secured 59 out of 75. But he cleared ISI entrance. So you need to balance it out. You need to see what is more important. Getting into a good master's college is more important than going ahead and securing 75 on 75 in the semester. You can do both, of course, bahut acha if you do both, but at least get through a good university for masters. Again, this is something which I tell literally every year, that we start with a very high enthusiasm in June, and I keep seeing the enthusiasm falling as the months progress. It is a very, 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 very bad strategy to follow. Yeah, day 1 everybody will be like, ma'am, I'll do variant also, Snyder also. I will do all back questions. I will do workbook also. And by the time we are in September, October, you're not even doing the assignments on time. So don't do so much that you get bored out of the subject by the time it is the actual time to go ahead and study. That is not the strategy. We need to go slow, steady. Jitna de rahi hu, whatever I'm giving you, you need to do that much on time. Don't push too much in the beginning that, you don't, you kind of, have nothing left towards the end and you feel very bored and you don't want to pick up the subject towards the end. That is a very, very bad strategy. So you start with consistency and slowly you grow the time that you give to the subject. So by the time we are in October, November, that is where I want maximum hard work from you. In the month of December and Jan, you should be doing rigorous study, you know. Feb first week, you have IIT and GATE. So just before IIT, it should be like literally you should know thoroughly all the subjects. You know, if I ask you the difference between quasi-concave, quasi-convex, it should be on your tips. If I give you a statement, every concave function is quasi-concave, immediately you should be able to tell me whether it is a true statement or false statement. So you need to ensure that you slowly increase the pace, not decrease the pace. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and tell you what is my plan for all of you. So, we are going to start with microeconomics. Why micro? I will slowly tell you. Abhi, I will discuss this, why I want to focus on micro. But just remember, I will start with micro first. So, we will be doing from June to August microeconomics, right? The moment we cover one subject, I will be giving you full syllabus exam of that subject. When I give you a full syllabus exam, I will be going ahead and I will be releasing ranks and I will be telling you who topped the exam among different batches, right? So you have IIT batch, GATE batch, CUET batch, you have your MA integrated batch, and so on and so forth. So across batches, I will be telling you the top 5 ranks every time we do a full syllabus test. So after we cover microeconomics from June to August, we do a full syllabus microeconomics test. Then we will go ahead and we will start with macroeconomics, which we begin from mid of August, and we go on till October. Then we will go ahead and do a full syllabus test of macroeconomics. Then we do stats and some amount of econometrics, whatever is required from November until December. This can be pushed a bit early also. I usually go ahead and I start with weekend classes. We do morning classes on Saturdays and Sundays. During mid-September, we start from mid-September so that we can take a pace in stats also. And then we continue and we cover it up by the first week of December, right? So that is when we do stats and tricks. Why exactly I am following this, this schedule? Why micro first, then macro, then stats? It is out of experience based on how much weightage each subject has in the final exam. I will just be showing you the weightage of each subject in final exam, and this will help you understand why it is a very, very good idea to begin with micro first. Okay. Okay. Then comes maths. Maths you begin simultaneously from June and you do all the way till November, because this is literally huge syllabus in maths. So you start now and you go all the way till November. Again, you give a full syllabus maths test. Now, many of you have been asking me, ma'am, what about the recorded subject? We don't see it on the portal. You said Indian Eco, Dev Eco, etc., etc. So usually I start giving these recorded subjects after 1 to 2 weeks of you settling down. And it's very overwhelming. Agar aap portal pe, if you will see 1500 hours of course, I mean, if I would see, I will get mad only, ki ma'am, I cannot do so much. So it's very overwhelming to see so much on the portal initially. So you will see that I have not from day one posted all past year solutions on portal. I mean, they are already there with me, recorded solution. We need to go with a little slow pace initially so that you grasp things better. So these are the subjects which we will be doing in the recorded format, which will be Indian Eco. I have written the relevant exams also where they will be used. So when it comes to Indian Eco, it will be with IIT and CUET. When we talk about Dev Eco exam, it is used in GATE exam, JAMIA, very little in IIFT, very little in MSc, some portion in South Asian University and Ashoka. So when we talk about Pub Eco, it is used in GATE, it's used in IIT, but वो पभी को micro में ही cover हो जाता है. It's covered within micro, JAMIA, IIT, and CUET. Then you have international economics. Definitely it is asked in the IIFT paper, especially the Hegel-Rollin model. And then you have CUET. Then you have like in CUET, from last 2 years, they have been asking questions on real exchange rate. They have been asking questions on your BOP model, Mundale-Fleming model. So some part of international economics. GATE, definitely it comes in exam. They ask you also about WTO, where it was formed, where was the meeting conducted, and also in JAMIA. So these subjects, I would be adding maybe in another 1 week or so. If you don't see them on the portal, one by one, these subjects would be visible to you. For these subjects also, we will go ahead and we will include them in the mock papers, depending on the paper for which you are giving mock. So if you're giving a mock paper for, say, CUET, you will see Indian Eco in it. You will go ahead and you will see Dev Eco in it, and so on and so forth. Now, let me go ahead and let me tell you what is the plan from December on. If you have any question, please go ahead and post it in the chat window. I will answer all of that. I am here to only answer your queries today. So when it comes to December is when we start with mock papers. To begin with, I will be starting with mock papers of IIT and GATE. The date sheet will be released very, very soon. Maybe in another 2 weeks, I will release the date sheet also, so that you have the strategy in mind ki theek hai, on 15th of December, I have to give my first mock paper of IIT. On 20th of December, I have to give my first mock paper of GATE. So like that, I will give you the entire date sheet of IIT and GATE. So usually we start the IIT paper first. Then in another week or so, we start with GATE mock papers. And since this year CUET was in the month of March, we had to do the test series of CUET simultaneously. So we will wait for the date to be announced. If CUET paper remains in March, we will start the test series from December onwards. And if, say, it gets pushed to, say, April or May, then we will go ahead and we will start the test series from Jan or mid of Feb. Depends on the date that NTA gives you. As of now, we are pretty sure that IIT and GATE test series will be in the month of December. Okay, I will answer that, don't worry. So now let's talk about the number of papers that you have to do. So in IIT, you are supposed to do 10 mock papers. Each of these will have 60 questions and they will be recorded. So 16 to 10, 600 questions, and you will be getting video solution for each question. So you give the paper. On the next day, your video solutions are available to you. You look into the solution, you see what mistake you did. And since last 2-3 years, students have been telling me that many questions have been repeated from the mock papers. So it is a very good idea to do these mock papers and not skip them. Again, for these mock papers, we will release the rank of students. This will help you understand where exactly you stand. But rank is released only if you give the mock paper within that schedule, right? So if you give it at your ease, so you will not get the rank released for you. Now, let's talk about some more things that have been introduced now. So just today, we had round 2 of IIT Kanpur. Okay. Now, what IIT Kanpur has done, on the basis of your IIT JAM GATE score, it releases a list. And these students are called in the campus. And for these students, you have paper 2. Again, another paper that is conducted. And then the final list is announced. So you need to prepare yourself all over again if you're selected by IIT Kanpur, if you are in their list. Today only many students have gone and given IIT Kanpur paper. They have just shared the paper with me. I will analyze that and let you know. So we need to go ahead and we need to prepare for round 2 of IIT Kanpur also. ठीक है? This takes place usually in the month of June. Similarly, since last 2 years, it has been seen that IIT Delhi conducts additional exam for say additional 15 seats. Again in the month of June. It's day after tomorrow for students. It's on this Sunday. So again, we need to go ahead and we need to prepare for this exam, right? So these are the additional exams that we need to go ahead and prepare ourselves for in case you get selected by IIT Kanpur or in case you want to give IIT Delhi exam. For these, they have their individual past year papers. वो past year papers हमें पूरा solve करना है. For IIT Kanpur, I have made additional 5 mock papers. So if you're selected through the second list, you need to go ahead and give these mock papers also. So this is something additionally that we need to go ahead and do from now onwards. Now, let's talk about microeconomics. This is the first subject that I'm going to go ahead and begin from Monday. So question is, what is my plan? We can go ahead and we can divide the entire microeconomics in 6 parts. I will just include the 6th part here. Market failure. The entire microeconomics can be included in 6 to 7 parts. I can keep uncertainty also separately. First is consumer theory. In consumer theory, we will go ahead and we will do what is Marshallian demand curve, convert it into Hicksian demand curve. What are the different ways to find demand curve of substitute good, complementary goods, etc., etc. What is substitution effect, income effect, right? What is the total effect? How do you calculate this? All these things come under consumer theory. Then the second topic that we cover after consumer theory is uncertainty. There is just one chapter in this, which is on risk, calculating insurance premium, calculating risk equivalence, certainty equivalence. So short question. Every year there is a question on this in the IIT paper. Every year there is a question on this in the GATE paper. So we know that this is a fixed topic from IIT and GATE point of view. Then the third thing that we will be picking will be producer theory, including perfect competition. So isme we will be talking about cost, revenue, profit maximization, and we will be talking about features of perfect competition. The fourth topic we pick up is market forms and game theory. I will be doing monopoly, oligopoly, monopolistic, all forms of game theory. Like for example, simultaneous, sequential, mixed strategy. And oligopoly mein Cournot, Bertrand, Stackelberg, all this we will be covering. I will give you some short forms yahan par, which will help you to solve quickly in the exam. Then we will be going ahead and we will be taking general equilibrium. Again, a short topic asked every year in your IIT, GATE, CUET, Ashoka, every year, ISI. This is a fixed topic. They will ask you about contract curve. They will go ahead and they will ask you about finding the price, optimal price ratio. So again, a fixed topic from the point of view of exam, and we will be focusing some time on this. Then we will be doing market failure, in which I will be doing externality, I will be doing public goods, and I will be doing asymmetric information. From last 2 years, 2021 and I think 2024, this was one of the topic asked in IIT paper. It has been seen that now they are asking about asymmetric information also, moral hazard also, principal agent problem also. So we need to go ahead and focus on this. And at last, this is never asked in exam though. It used to come in DSC paper. Now it is part of CUET. DSC is part of CUET. So auction theory is not asked, but I will just go ahead and give you some recordings of auction theory. I don't know. I feel that sometimes IIT is unpredictable. So out of all things, if they just go ahead and give you auction theory this year, you should be aware about what is auction theory, what is Quoteling's lemma, and some part more. So what is one shot repeated game? So I will give you some videos which you should be doing only if time permit. I will clearly mention that on the portal, do if time permit. It means that they have not been asked in the paper. It used to be asked sometime back in DSC paper, but IIT and GATE, they are slowly increasing their level to what DSC used to be earlier. So we may expect this topic in exam sometime in the future. Just do it for the sake later on. So this is what my plan is for microeconomics. Now, let me show you this analysis I did this morning. So this is my analysis of IIT JAM. I will share similar analysis with you on GATE also, and CUET also, and ISI also. So try to see that from consumer theory, this is 2021 paper, there has been 4 questions, right? There have been 3 questions here, 2 questions here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions last year, right? Same from producer theory. See that the number of questions are intensive, right? One of their favorite topic is taxes and deadweight laws. I have covered this topic as part of basic videos also, right? So this is one topic that they ask literally every year as part of consumer theory. Find consumer surplus, producer surplus, optimal taxes, deadweight loss, etc., etc. Right? So again, this is something that they can ask. Then we have questions on consumer general equilibrium, game theory. Slowly, the level of game theory has increased. They started asking very simple 2x2 game model. They increased to 3-player game, and then they increased to 3x3 games. So there is a chance that the level that they ask game theory ka, that increases, and this is what we need to cover in the class. Matlab, the questions I cover will be according to what I predict that they can next ask in exam. Then this is market form other than perfect competition. Perfect competition questions I have included here. So market form means monopoly, monopolistic, oligopoly, and so on and so forth. Every year, as I told you, there is a question on uncertainty for sure. Then they asked questions on market failure also. This includes asymmetric information. It includes other things also, public goods, externalities, etc. Now, the most interesting part is that slowly they have increased the weightage of microeconomics. So if you see here, 25 marks, 26, 27, and 35. So out of 100 marks paper, only micro consists of 35 marks, which is huge. And this is my reason for covering micro first. So we need to dedicate the maximum time on microeconomics. Due to the same reason, see, the cutoff is just 24. So if you cleared 24, you can say you at least cleared the IIT exam. I mean, I'm not saying that you will get into IIT, but if you cleared this, it means you've at least cleared the exam. I will talk about how to get into IIT sometime later. But as of now, we need to focus on these 35 marks from the next session. From Monday onwards, the aim is to focus on these 35 marks. Now, the next thing that is there is the next main doubt that you have is, should I do basic? Should I do intermediate? Should I do advanced? What should I start with? Especially if you have just taken the portal today. So see, if you are from a background of economics, right? You have studied economics for 3 years, there is no need to do basics, right? I will go ahead and I will mention some specific lectures that you need to do from basics as and when time comes. So for example, when I will be doing a lecture on consumer producer surplus with you, Maybe I would want you to visit the existing lecture of consumer producer surplus from basics. So I will mention that to you. But over and all, if you are from an economics background, there is absolutely no need for you to do the basics. I expect you would know what is utility, what is total cost function, who is a monopoly. You would know these topics. So it's not required, right? If you are from non-economics background, I want you to dedicate additional 1 hour every day and quickly finish this basic as soon as possible in another 3-4 weeks so that you are at par with other students. Now, let's talk about what should be done from intermediate and advanced. Let me give you an example. For example, we start with utility. An intermediate lecture will go ahead and tell you what is u is equal to x plus y. What does this mean? But what I will do with you in live class, it can be if I start with u is equal to 2x plus y, which is my Marshallian demand, how do I take it all the way to indirect utility? And how do I go ahead and how do I take it all the way to Hicksian demand curve? So how do I convert a Marshallian demand curve into a Hicksian demand curve? I will take you through that process in my advanced class. But I expect you should know when I talk about a linear utility function, it actually means substitute goods. Now, this basic thing that, if it is x plus y or if it is ax plus by, this is taught in your intermediate level. Don't worry, I will be talking this thing in the live session also, right? I will be telling you ki haan, ax plus by refers to substitute goods. But if you have already gone through the intermediate video lecture, you will gain that confidence. Ki, acha, acha, ye to abhi dekha tha. I know this thing. So every day, when I do an advanced lecture with you, I will go ahead and I will tell you that, look, for this advanced lecture, if you come prepared with the following chapters of the basic lecture, it would be good for you, right? It's not compulsory, but if you do it, it will be good. So you will see me posting tomorrow that, on Monday, I will cover this topic. And if you have time on the weekend, please do these 2-3 chapters beforehand. It will be useful for you. So intermediate, even if you have not done, it is fine. I will be going ahead and telling you which chapters to pick up from the intermediate video lectures and to do before you come for my live lecture. Okay. So, but as I just told you, the cutoff was 24.64. Okay. Now let's talk about general aptitude. So, for general aptitude, see, in CUET exam, earlier we used to have 25 questions on general aptitude and 75 topic specific. CUET has completely chucked this off. This is not required. This is going to be a completely topic specific exam, right? This is going to cover institutes like DSC, IGIDR, JNU. These are some of the good institutes it goes ahead and covers. And then it will have other institutes too. Now, when we talk about the GATE exam, which gives you entry to IIT, this is where you will be having your general aptitude coming up. In this, I have gone ahead and made multiple videos on time, distance, speed, etc., etc. But I would not be able to go ahead and do a lot of English with you. So that is where you would need to go ahead and practice, like comprehension reading, like reading a paragraph and telling what the answer should be in English comprehension. That is where I would not be able to guide you a lot. We have some videos already available on the portal for English too, which talks about antonyms, synonym, etc. But still, in the English part and in the logic, I would require you also to go ahead and put in the hard work. Having said that, you will be given material for it. You will be given mock papers on it. It will be part of the GATE mock paper that I give you. And these topics will be covered by me. But the English comprehension part is where I would want you to go ahead and do the major chunk of it. Apart from GATE exam, in MSc also, Madras School of Economics, an excellent institute. It has very high placement. I will talk slowly about things as we progress in our session. This also has aptitude as part of it. So, this asks you all questions from the past year questions of CAT and MAT papers in its aptitude part. Again, these videos would be useful. I will be taking you through some of these concepts. We do some marathons also on these. But again, wherever those English chunks are concerned, I mean, you will have to put in some hard work from your side also. So this is how we go ahead and we plan to cover the general aptitude part. Anything, any question anyone has, anything anyone would want to ask. Anything. Speak up. You can ask anything you want today. This depends from year to year. This year, so for ISI, this year, students found the exam very difficult. Last year, the exam was easy. So I would not go ahead and give you a general cutoff, but let me help you do an analysis. I will go ahead and I will do a separate session on ISI where we take the analysis of ISI separately, right? But the cutoff differs from year to year. On an average, you are expected to go ahead and do at least 22 out of 30 questions correctly in the part 1. No, the basic math would be covered as part of recorded lectures. It would not be there as part of the live lectures, but just now, as an initiative, I have also started recording Sater and Hammond from the very beginning. I mean, you will find all of this on the portal. You have basic and intermediate video lectures, but I'm just re-recording a lot of these things again in Hindi plus English. On portal, you will find it in complete English, right? So if you want, you can also follow the YouTube channel and just do those daily videos also for basic video lectures. But sir would be starting with the advanced session only. Okay, good question. Okay, so for Gokhale, no, you have to go ahead through the CUET only. There is no separate aptitude that you have to give now, not required. Although, I mean, just an internal news, I have heard that the placement at Gokhale has not been good this year. So I will tell you, which institute to give more preference to and which to give less preference to in some time. Once we are through the session, once you have gone ahead and got your score, I will guide you ki kaun sa institute would be the best institute to apply for, right? So anyhow, for now, no, Gokhale has no aptitude. Okay. So see, now so someone asked what all books we have to refer. So when we talk about the books, personally, I don't suggest any book if you are going through the video lectures and if you're doing the intermediate and advanced videos. The intermediate video lectures are based out of Varian plus Snyder. And when it comes to the advanced video lectures, I am doing it from multiple sources. So I am referring to Varian also, to Snyder also, I am referring to AMG also, I am referring to many other books, right? I am referring to Serrano also, many other books also. So I am referring to H.L. Ahuja for very some part. So there is no one book that you need to go ahead and follow. But still, if you have this habit of reading and you want to go ahead and still go through one book as a reference book, I would suggest that you can go through Snyder for microeconomics. This is the best book that covers things in much detail. So it is a good book to follow for microeconomics. In case you need a PDF of Snyder, please just post it on the Telegram group. I will post the PDF of Snyder for microeconomics. Similarly, for macro, again, if you go through the intermediate video lectures, it is a mix. It is Blanchard plus Dornbusch. But if you want to go through one book, I will refer Dornbusch to you. It's a good book. You don't have to do everything. Many chapters are irrelevant. Only relevant chapters. As we go through the, macroeconomic syllabus, I will tell you what are the relevant chapters and you just have to go through those relevant chapters. For stats, you can go ahead and do SC Gupta. Although I personally go ahead and I refer to Devore. I like Devore much. And then for maths, nothing is enough. You can do Sater and Hammond. You can do AC Chiang, but you need to do all assignments given to you. Those will help you clear the exam. And at last, for Indian Eco, Ramesh Singh is a good book to follow. Again, not everything needs to be done. Some parts of Ramesh Singh would be enough. So these are the main books that you can follow for these subjects. For PubEco, DevEco, International, no need to take any book. You can go through the video lectures. Okay. Right. So, okay. I will take one by one each question. So now let's talk about what should be the approach for IGIDR. IGIDR is basically part of CUET now. So there is no separate approach we will be taking. Whatever I tell you for CUET, I will be doing many marathons with you. I will be giving you 2000 recorded questions only based out of CUET, only to practice CUET exam for different subjects. So that should be enough for clearing IGIDR. So no separate approach. The approach is to clear CUET exam, and we will go ahead and we will focus IGIDR also in it, Gokhale also in it, DSC also in it, etc. Okay. Now, Indian politics, econometrics, etc. Okay. So, see, reading economics newspaper is an excellent thing to do. Thank you, Pallavi, for for your I'll say comment. So, reading economics newspaper is an excellent thing to do, but it is not required from the point of view of exam. Let me tell you, rarely. I mean, literally rarely you will see current affairs coming in any of our exam. This is all quantitative and qualitative exam based on what we study as part of bachelor's. So, you don't have to really do the newspaper analysis or current affairs. It may come very less in MSc exam, but otherwise, more or less, it never ever is asked in any exam. Econometrics, yes. So till now, our approach used to be that we used to cover chapter 2 to chapter 11 of econometrics from Gujarati. This used to go ahead and this used to take care of CLRM, OLS, violations, multicollinearity, heteroscedasticity, autocorrelation, so on and so forth. Last year was a big surprise that in the GATE exam, they had questions from all over econometrics. So they went ahead and they asked us questions on simultaneous equations. They went ahead and they can ask you questions on time series modeling. They can ask you questions on spurious equations. Anything and everything was asked in exam. So now, what is the approach is, we need to literally cover majority of Gujarati, literally most of it, if we want to clear the GATE exam. Right? But having said that, this will only come in GATE exam. Right? For other exams, CUET, for ISI, for your Ashoka, for your SNU, for your any other exam, SAU, SAU, any other exam, these 11 chapters would be more than enough. But for only for GATE exam, you need to focus on all these additional topics also. So I will be going ahead. I mean, we had given on this, but I remember there was still some unexpected topics. So I will be adding more and more videos to econometrics, only to be done for GATE exam. We will get recorded video of live lecture, and when will we get it? Yes, you will be getting recorded session. Usually after we take the class, it takes some time for the lecture to be processed and posted on the portal. Usually we do it on the same day, but for safer side, we always ask you to give us 24 hours before it can be posted on the portal. So within 24 hours, definitely you will see the live lecture on the portal also. What topics should one cover in maths if they are from non-maths background? I would go ahead and suggest you to go ahead and do basic and intermediate maths. Nothing else is required. No additional topic, just do basic and intermediate maths. But if you are from a non-maths background, for my classes, the basic thing that you would be requiring will be differentiation and integration. So if you could go ahead and do these two things, nothing like that. Especially in differentiation, I want you to go ahead and know what is partial differentiation. That is what we would be requiring in microeconomics. So say I give you something, say I give you x to the power alpha, y to the power beta as my utility function, and I ask you to differentiate this with respect to x. You should know that y is a constant and how you will differentiate with respect to x. So this is something, partial differentiation is something I would require from first class onwards. Otherwise, not much would be required in microeconomics from maths part. And if you want to start with maths, go ahead and start with basic math videos and then do the intermediate maths videos. Yeah, so as I told you, for a non-math student, you would be able to catch up the classes. But this is my literally request that you go ahead and you do these partial differentiation, right? So just understand what is partial differentiation. How do we differentiate a function? That is something that you would require from the first micro class to catch up. Okay. I think I have taken this question. How many questions would be there in CUET and other exams? Okay, so yes, I will go ahead and I will take these questions also as and when I start. So for example, as I told you, when I will be starting with consumer theory, I will go ahead and tell you that, you know what, in CUET exam, this question has been asked from consumer theory. These many questions have been asked. In IIT, this has been asked. In GATE paper, this has been asked. In ISI paper, this has been asked. I will go ahead and before every topic we do, not before actually, after the class, you will see on the portal relevant questions from the past year papers of those topics, which you need to go ahead and practice, right? You will see those questions as part of DPPs also, right? So yes, we will go ahead and take topic-wise past year questions. Do the non-economic student have to do basic and intermediate videos in 3 to 4 weeks? No, it will be very difficult. You just go ahead and do the basic videos, right? As far as the intermediate videos are concerned, I will go ahead and guide you. So for example, to tell you today itself, for Monday's lecture, I require you to do chapter 2, 3, 4 of intermediate. If you do these 3 chapters, the entire next week of live lectures is sorted. You will be able to understand Monday, Wednesday, and Friday's class if you do chapter 2, 3, and 4 from the intermediate lectures. So every time before the lecture, I will tell you that, you know, I'm going to start with this topic. If you feel that you need to understand more of it, refer to the intermediate video lectures, chapter 2, 3, and 4. Right? So I will be going ahead and I will be discussing that also. Will classes be taken on how to prepare for interview? Yes. So once you clear the ISI written exam, I will be taking mock interview with you. And usually I take 3 to 4 sessions per student mock interviews. I will be giving you questions that, I think this all question can be asked in mock interview, and I will be telling you how to prepare. So don't worry, I will be going ahead and doing that. Okay, what is the difference between IIT JAM and GATE? These are two separate exams. See, GATE goes ahead and basically it gives you admission to IITs only. But apart from this, GATE also helps you for MA, but it also helps you to get admission for PhD at IIT, and it also helps you secure some public sector undertaking jobs. Now, GATE has been in India since many, many years, but it got introduced for economics just recently. तो ये जो PSU वाला job वाला part है, this job part, this is still not there in economics. We are expecting it can be there, but anyways, you are preferred. When you apply at Niti Aayog or when you apply at any place, if you tell them that you are GATE cleared, you have cleared the GATE exam, they will give you a preference. So whenever we talk about public sector job opportunities, also GATE gets a preference. If you want to later do PhD, you have cleared GATE, GATE helps you do PhD, and GATE also gets you admission at IIT. On the other hand, IIT JAM exam is joint admission exam only to cater to your MA Economics, and it goes ahead and gives you admission at only IIT for MA Economics exam. Now, the good part about IIT JAM paper is it gives you admission at IIT Delhi, which I think is one of the best, whereas GATE does not, right? So the IITs that accept GATE score and IIT JAM score are different, right? But both exams have their own pros and cons. For example, a GATE exam is much easier, but its syllabus is intense. Immense syllabus, it has PubEco, DevEco, International. On the other hand, IIT JAM exam is comparatively tough, but it only has 5 subjects. So we know that we need to only focus on 5, right? So both the exams are different exams, and we should be preparing ourselves for both. I mean, we don't know where we will end up being, so we need to prepare for both the exams. How much time each day for now? 1 hour of my class and 1 to 1.5 hours separately for your self-study. That should be enough to begin with. Okay, so as I told you, IIT Kanpur accepts both GATE and JAM, but it will go ahead and release a second list, and then it will do an exam of its own. So you anyways will have to give another exam. No, not 3 lectures, but 3 chapters. Chapter 2, 3, and 4 from Microeconomics should be completed. I mean, once you start looking at those chapters, you can also skip some part if you see that, okay, I already know this thing. But I'm talking about chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. These are basically made from variant book. Chapter 2 talks about budget line. Chapter 3 is preferences. And chapter 4 is utility. So if you know these things, it will be useful for you to understand what utility means. Okay. I think I have taken all the questions. It won't be difficult. I mean, see, intermediate video lectures are not something which is necessary, right? Even if you don't do them, it is fine. The only thing is that you should be thorough with economics in that case. So if you think that 3 years you have done thoroughly economics, you know everything in economics, you know micro and macro very well, then you can skip intermediate also. You can just do the advanced lectures. They are only for your reference to go ahead and help you come back to your basics and understand them well. So my reason of making basic and intermediate videos was especially for the COVID batch, to be very frank. Many of them had not studied anything, and I'm not sure if you're also one of the COVID batch student, but many lectures just they wasted, without studying. There was no college. You had to just sit at home, just look at the videos. I remember when I used to take classes at IP, one day a student, just randomly opened her video and I saw her sleeping. So it was a horrible situation then. So that is when I realized that students don't know the basics, don't know the intermediate level well. So I kind of thought that, you should be given brush up videos. Otherwise, I will be doing things with you in advanced session. General maths, CAT type of question like time, speed, etc. will not be included in CUET. No. Only economics will be coming in CUET. It will not be included now. Yes, till 2023 it was there. But in 2024 paper that took place in the month of March, it was taken out. So only 75 core economics paper was asked. You will have, yes. Thank you. I just forgot mentioning. Every Saturday and Sunday, we do a weekly test with you. So every Saturday you have a micro test and every Sunday you have a maths test. Okay. Okay, some of the best institutes to study economics. You have ISI. Now you have IIT, you have DSE, you have IGIDR. And then if you want to go into the corporate world, just recently I was talking to one of my students. She actually wanted to go ahead and do economics optional, right? She wanted to pursue IAS. She's now an IAS, in fact. So she took admission at MSc. She was getting admission at DSC, but she took at MSc. And the reason was she said that MSc has a very, balanced approach. They will not be giving you too much burden. So you have enough time to go ahead and you have enough time to prepare for civils. Same is the case with JNU. So if you want to go ahead and you want to aim for corporate, ISI, IIT Delhi, DSC, IJDR, MSc has amazing corporate cell, placement cell. So even for placement, MSc is good. And if you want to go ahead and have enough time key, okay, apart from masters, I want to prepare for some exam also, then JNU, Jamia, MSc are good enough. Okay. But these are the top institutes that you have. Recently, I have started seeing many faculties of DSC have gone to Ashoka. So it has started gaining momentum now, right? I remember we had two faculties teaching at DSC who are now part of Ashoka. So the faculties at Ashoka are fab. So Ashoka can also be considered. No, only maths would be taken by Arun sir. Apart from that, micro, macro, statistics, econometrics, and all the other recorded subjects that would be given to you, Indian Eco, Publico, Devico, International, would be covered by me. Yes, yes. Basic and intermediate video lectures would be helpful, very helpful in case you are from a non-economics background. Definitely. Yes. Okay. So, see, as far as any topic is concerned, I will, so you just go through those video lectures, just go through intermediate video lectures. And when it comes to workbook, I will go ahead and I will tell you what are the questions that I am expecting you to do out of workbook. I have posted the entire variant workbook, but I will mention that, from chapter 2, just do question number 2.1, 2.4, 2.5 from entrance point of view, and they're enough. So don't worry, I will tell you which questions are required from workbook. So for example, in variant, there is a topic which is based on isoprofit lines, but it will never come in exam. I mean, isoprofit functions come in exam, but to the level that variant has explained, it will never come in any entrance exam. So if workbook gives you such questions, we need to skip those questions. We don't have time to do extra questions. So I will be telling you exactly which questions you need to go ahead and do from the workbook, and remaining questions you need to do from the assignments that I will be giving you and the past years I will be giving. Is the interview part permanently removed from IGIDR? See, we are not sure of anything. It may be possible that some years down the lane, they may even come back from CUET to back to their own exam. We don't know. I mean, year on year, they keep changing the decision they make. Earlier, they were taking an exam separately from CUET. At the last moment, they switched to CUET. Then they said that they will take interview. Last moment, they said that they will not. So nothing is sure for the next year, right? If at all they take interview and you are called, I will go ahead and I will prepare you for that. But let's not say that it is permanently removed. Level of maths tested at ISI, IIT, SNU. See, except for 2 exams, ISI, actually last year, na IIT maybe, I think I will show you the analysis. Maths only came for 7 to 10 marks. They increased the weightage of micro and macro. As you can see, micro came for 35 marks and macro also similarly. So, but other than IIT and ISI, no exam will judge you a lot on maths. So whether it is SNU, whether it is Ashoka, whether it is Jamia, whether it is CUET, or whether it is any other exam, they will not be asking you too much of maths. But the most important part is to build this level of maths in this 1 year so that you can sustain the next 2 years at a good institute. I know students who have taken the course this year sitting at DSE because now they are not understanding the micro and maths being taught at DSE. So when you have this 1 year to yourself, make the maximum out of it. Do maximum maths, do maximum of microeconomics, because even if you score very good in CUET without knowing a lot of maths, you have to sustain those 2 years also at BSc or at IGITR or at any other institute. Don't create a phobia. डरो मत math से, 1 साल है, start doing it bit by bit, right? So don't, as I told you, pick up on those daily videos also that I'm posting. Yesterday I have just started with it. कल तो मैंने बस ये बताया कि why maths is important in those basic lectures. You will find it on YouTube itself. And today I have just covered what is the meaning of an equation. So if you want, you can also go ahead and do these basic lectures, just 20 to 30 minutes, and slowly it will build up your level of maths. Weekly test will be MCQ based, yes, but the assignments I give you, they sometimes would be, you would need to solve. So that can be descriptive before you reach an answer, but weekly test would be exactly, they would be MCQ based. Okay. So I will go ahead and end the session then for now. And I will meet you on Monday, 7 p.m. And we will start with our first class, consumer theory. Anything else you have, feel free to also post it on the Telegram group that we have. And feel free to go ahead and, ask me any doubt also that you have from the intermediate video lectures you study based on chapter 2, 3, and 4 over the weekend. Thank you. Have a great weekend. And I think you would be busy on Sunday watching the match. So enjoy your match also and enjoy life also, but start studying. Okay. Yes, last weekend.